That's... Hi everybody, this is Corinne. I'm going to wait a few more minutes for people to find me. We're going to have a fun class tonight. All right, people are getting on. I'm certainly glad I switched my night. We lost our electricity last night about 7:10. Got it back, I don't know, I think it was 1 o'clock this morning sometime. Okay, I'll wait just a couple more minutes. I'm so glad to see you here, Sue and Kathy and Cindy and Jamie and Ronnie. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 pieces of paper. Let's see. Let me see. This is the new hostess code for the month of December. Most of you know me by now. I have a lot of stuff going on for you, so I'll try to keep you posted. So if you'd like to place an order in the month of December, I haven't selected a prize yet, but the names will be going into the drawing for that. So I like to, let me shut that off so that I'm going to shut Alexis off so she doesn't yak. So I told you we were going to take a small piece, 3 pieces of paper, and make some cards. So I have made 3 sets of them for you so you could see them. I used 6x6 paper. So these are the 3. These are my men's birthday cards. I don't know about you, but I never seem to have enough manly type birthday cards. So by using the 6x6, which I'm going to use tonight and I'll show you, I had enough left over to decorate my envelope and then a little piece to put inside. So no naked envelopes. And then I'm always needing thank you notes. This is some retired paper. Some of you will remember seeing it. So these are the 3 thank yous. Again, the 3 pieces of paper. And then I wanted to spoil you with some new products, which some of you have already gotten some. You got to see it. But this is a new suite that we will have in the new catalog. I ordered catalogs today, so as soon as they arrive, I'll let you know. So again, a little piece inside, and then I decorated my flap of my envelope. I just love this dragonfly punch. This one here, you can see the big one and the little one. Oops. Right there. So we're going to make these. So who's going to stamp with me? Just say yes or me or something like that. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes. Who's going to make cards with me? Just type in the comment field, yes or me, one of the 2. So everybody's going to watch and then make after. All right, Connie says she's just watching. Sandra's watching. All right. So I told you needed to have 3 card bases. In my particular case, I selected shaded spruce. So these are 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then you needed some mats, and these were our standard mats. So I have 3 of those in cherry cobbler, which are 4 by 5 1/4. And then I like to put inside, so as you know, these are just a little bit shorter. I had miscut them, but they're normally 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. This one here is just is only 4 inches. It's just a little off. Okay. So like I told you, I started with 3 pieces of paper that was 6 by 6 because I wanted to be able to decorate my envelope. So I see some new people are joining, so I'm going to show you the samples again. This was some old retired paper. We're going to cut the paper in 3 parts and then I decorated my envelope. So these are the Manly birthday cards, and then these were thank you cards. And then I had a third set. Unfortunately, I needed sympathy cards, and those are the hardest to make. I did use some new products that will be available in January, right here. And as you can see on this one, I put both of the little dragonflies that one of the new punches will be making. Pretty, huh? All right, so I have my 3 pieces of 6 by 6 paper. I'm going to grab my cutter. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a Stampin' Up, one of the newer cutters that just came out last year, I believe, you can cut 3 pieces of designer series paper at the same time. So, I would also recommend for this particular project that you pick up papers that it doesn't matter the directions. So the first cut I'm going to make is at 3 3/4. So that gives me enough to decorate my envelopes with this leftover piece right here. And then I need to cut it at 5. I'm going to flip my cutter around so I can see the 5 over here. Oh, looks like I need to clean my cutter tomorrow. All right. So I'm going to line these whole 3 pieces up and cut it at 5. So these little pieces will be the pieces that I'm going to use inside. And then these are the 3 pieces that I'm going to cut together. I just want to check one more time. Everybody's just watching, right? Is anybody actually trying to stamp with me? Okay. So to make this out, let me grab one of these cards. To make it easy, it doesn't matter how you really cut it. You want to make sure you have a corner in each section. This particular one has 2 corners. A corner here, and then this piece has a corner. It just makes matching it up easier. So what I did was I lined up one point at 1 inch there. So I'm just eyeballing it. You don't have to be exact. And then just wherever I thought it should be cut. So in this particular case, I'm going to try to get this on 3/4 of an inch. Whoops, looks like I moved it. The hardest thing is to keep it together. Okay, so here's the 1 inch. You know what? I'm going to put a little piece of tape so you can see it on the camera. Might be easier. So this is the 1 inch, which is where I want that point to be. And always remember when you put your paper that you need to be touching the guide here. And then I also have it at 1 inch down here. I'm hoping you can see it. So 1 and 1. Alright, so I'm going to cut it. Just go for it. Don't think about it. And every time I make these, the cuts are different. So this time I'm going to put it again at 1 inch, and I'm just going to cut. I want 3 different size pieces. That's all you're looking for. And if you like to do puzzles, you'll like this. And you're never going to get two the same unless you measure everything. So now I'm going to take my 3 mats that I've already pre-cut. They're 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to take this first bunch, just like this. And then my second bunch, just like this. And then my third bunch. So this is how they're going to get attached to my mat. So let me start with that first. Now, I can give you a couple of tips that might help you. You can flip it over, and you can see sometimes you like the other side too. Let's see. So this is the back side. What I did to make it easier for myself, let me grab my tear and tape someplace in this mess. Or you can use masking tape or a little piece of Scotch tape, whichever you want. You want to make sure that the edges aren't overlap, but they line up. So I'm just putting a little bit of tear and tape, or double-sided tape, whichever you want to call it. Or you can use Scotch tape or masking tape, whatever you have. Okay, so now they're should stay together somewhat. Actually, I'm going to put my Scotch tape right here. I like to use my wet glue, you know that, peeps. So now I'm going to take some wet glue. Flip it over and place it on my mat. So I can do the same thing here. I might make one using the other side. I kind of like it. That's the beauty of our paper. Gives you so many opportunities. So I want to make sure that these two are matching. Right here. Most of you that have been with me for a while either have Scotch tape or masking tape in your kit, your toolbox, right? Looks like this one's a little, let me trim that off. I didn't see that. So this time I can put it like this so that, see how this piece here, it can be a little bit different. So I'm going to put some Tombow. So this one, let's do the other side so we can have one that's a little bit different. So what's important is that you make sure your edges line up. So like right here, I want to make sure that lines up. And then this one lines up. They're not overlapping at all. And then this one should line up. I'm pushing too hard over here. Let me adjust this. That's the nice thing about washi tape, is it is removable. All right, looks good to me. Let me put one more tiny piece right here. It's a great way to make a few cards with minimal supplies. That's what I like about it. This is some of the designer paper that's in the mini catalog, the holiday catalog. Now, not all paper gets carried over, so make sure you take one last look, because we don't know what's going to go away. Last year they brought back a couple like that beautiful scenery paper that all of us like, in the ornament paper, but that's very rare that they do that. It's not normal. All right, so there I have 3 bases already. Let me fold my cards and burnish them. I pre-scored them at 4 1/4. And I have some leftover twine from a class that I did. And it's on this table somewhere. Hold on a second. My goodness, I had 2 big rolls of it. Well, we'll move on. I can't seem to find it. So these can go on with your fast fuse or your tape one or whatever you have. Oh, here it is. Right in front of my face. So I'm going to put a piece of this twine. I love this twine. It's a little bit thicker than our normal baker's twine. Let me cut that. Put it on my base. Oh, those colors are so pretty together. Let me do the next one. I like this Stampin' Seal once you get used to it. Much better than the fast fuse we used to have, I think. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on my cheated method. So did you guys see my post today of the first day of Christmas? I'm going to be posting projects. Sometimes it'll be like Wednesday. Tomorrow night is our typical Wednesday night, so that will be the 12 Days of Christmas projects too. I will show them to you in a minute, the actual projects from today's post. I'm telling you, big and small love them. So they can make them for any age. Now I'm going to wrap this around. Here's my other base. Now I'm going to do my greetings first before I put the other ribbon. So I am using the Merry Christmas from the label Banner Year stamp set. with cherry cobbler ink. I'm going to stamp this 3 times. Remember, this is clear, so you want to make sure you got some kind of a mat underneath you. So I'm using my punch. I love, 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 love this punch. I always put it upside down so I can see if I'm too close with my words. So you can see right there, you can start to see my words. So I'm going to pull back a little bit. So you can see, you can make these cards very quickly. Cut that one a little short, but it'll be fine. And my third one. Then I wanted to take some of the, and use the other punch, which I kind of like, believe it or not. So what I'm going to do is attach this so that I can feed it in and know. It's kind of hard to judge a little bit. It's about 1/4 of an inch or so. You can always take more off, but you can't put it back on, right? So again, let me slide it out. I'm going to go back in one more time. So there's one. There's 2. Attach this one. Get rid of my scraps here. All right, I'm going to take a little bit more off. And then I got to look in my bucket here. I'll show you how I store my strips. See if I have one more piece. I take a glass. This is all those little strips of paper that we cut off. Let's see if I got one more green. If not, we'll have to go with red, I guess. Looks like it's going to be red. No more green in there. Alright, that's fine. So I'm going to put this red piece in. Attach that last one, and this one's even a little wider, so that's kind of cool. Make sure it's straight. Sometimes I put things crooked on purpose just because I know I'm not going to get it straight, so why stress? Let's see how that looks. One more, I think. There we go. All right, so now I can put these on my cards. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. Then I put some pop-ups behind it. And they're all different lengths, so I like that. They're all different. All right, so I'm going to stick this on where it's connected in case it doesn't meet perfectly. And the last one. And then I'm just going to tie a knot on these. I'm not going to necessarily. Stephanie says she needs to see how I use the punch. Yep, I'll show you again. Let me just finish this up. I'm just going to tie a knot. These would be really cute if I had some red and white checkered ribbon. But I might see if I have something that's close to shaded spruce and tie it on after. Just to give it another color. Although it certainly looks Christmassy, huh? So as you can see, I try to leave my ribbon on the spool when I'm actually tying. I find I use less that way. Alright, so that's done. Let me get this out of the way. Clean up my mess. Finish the cards. So like I said, I got these 3 little pieces. Okay, so let me show you again. I'm going to grab a piece of paper out of my bucket here. So this is the punch. You just slide it in, and I always check the back because I want this to be centered as much as I can. So I check the back right here. So that's what the fishtail looks like. And then the other end, again, trying to make sure I have the same amount on both sides. Most of my punches I use upside down, so this is the other punch. This punch cuts 6 different sizes for you. Actually more than that, because it's a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, and a 1 inch. It's called the Banner Pick Punch. So did you see that okay, Stephanie? Alright, so now I'm going to put some of the scrap right here. It just makes it pretty inside. I'm not going to stamp the inside because I like to write a little note. Doesn't matter which one you put it on. Oh, you're welcome, Stephanie. I'm happy to show anything anybody needs to see again. So there's that one. Let me do 2 of them so I can speed up here. How is everybody today? Good, I hope? How many of you lost power last night? And one more. That's what's nice about Stampin' Up! Paper. Not, most of the time. Once in a while you have one, but most of the time it matches within the package of paper. All the same tones. Let me stick this inside. Wow, I'm surprised you didn't lose it, Connie. You don't live far from me. And one more. I suppose some of you on here already have your Christmas cards all done and addressed. And nice. All right, let's make pretty envelopes. We don't want naked envelopes. 1, 2, 3. Again, I kind of do this assembly line. I don't know if you guys do that, but I'm going to put Tombow not right on the edge, but near the edge. Paper. Let that dry for a minute. Now, just make sure you don't put it on your fold. Need a little bit there. Alright, while that one's drying, I'll go back and cut my other ones. Now, if you like this technique I posted today, I will be doing a special class on Sunday afternoon. I figured the men might be, your significant others might be watching football if they're a football fan, and you may have time to get away to make a few cards. We're going to be making 11 cards using 2 sheets of 6 by 12 paper. So there's my envelopes to go with my cards. Now I got a bunch of stuff to show you guys. So there's the Christmas version. There's the sympathy ones using new products. The man's birthday cards. Oops, looks like I lost one in my pile here. Oh, I see it. And then, of course, I always have thank yous. So, I wanted to show you, in case you missed the post today, these were the first of the 12 days of Christmas. They're popcorns, wrapped popcorns. It's usually about a 5.5 inch sheet and then different punches. For the nose of my snowman, you push them up a little bit. So for the nose of my snowman, that's the ring of the old bird punch. This is a 1 1/4 inch punch and then oval punches. 1/2 inch circle, no, 1/2 inch circle, I think this is 3/4. And just sponging and stuff. You just buy a pair of mittens, or if you gloves at the Dollar Tree, or I used to buy them after Christmas. I used to make 150 of these and sell out in my craft fair. So I wanted to show you that, because it's easier if you just put your glove on and then put the other glove right over it. So the 2 gloves are right here. And I just tie them. You can embellish it more if you want. And if you buy the little kitty gloves, or if you make mittens, a little one, then I would buy the what do they call that? Snack pack type, you know, the little packs of 100-calorie microwave popcorn. So these are the Stampin' Up cards that are available now for pickup next week. I love this plaid Christmas one. And then this one is just beautiful. It's really hard to see it, but there's gold, a die cut with gold. And then this is that leaf, Christmas tree. And then some more of that beautiful flower paper. So if you are interested in those, you can purchase a kit, or if you do an online order, you can get 4 of them for free between now and next Wednesday. Phew! That's a lot, huh? Do I have directions for what, Patsy? For the pumpkins? The popcorn things, Patsy? I put the recipe up today. It went up around 3:30, I believe, or 4 o'clock. The snowman. Yep. I put the recipe up today, but for most average size popcorn, it's about a 5.5. It's about a 5.5 by 8.5. Yep. But I would measure your popcorn, your wrapper, just to be sure. And can you see that I left it wrapped up so that... but yeah, my grandchildren look forward to these every year. It's hard for me to figure out something different, but they don't care. They like to get an extra pair of gloves. So yes, the recipe's on my business page. But again, you need to measure your popcorns. And like I said, the little kids, you know, how you can make smaller gloves or mittens. I'm a crocheter, a little bit of a knitter, but I've never made mittens or gloves or any of that stuff. Then you can buy the 100-calorie popcorn. So that's today's show. I'm so excited for tomorrow because I love groans. And we're going to make a really cute groan gift card and a little, another thing using a groan on it, which those of you that are candy makers might like it. So tomorrow will be our regular time at 7 p.m. and that will be day 2 of the 12 days of Christmas. Okay? So that's it, folks. I'm so happy to see you. And if you want to join me Sunday, there's an event on my page about creating 11 cards using 2 sheets of 6 by 12 paper. And I will have more of that then. Until then, please take care of yourself, stay safe, and be kind to each other. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a good night.